Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday race preview for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It is round 2 of the 2019 season, and Valtteri Bottas comes here as the championship leader. But the big question is, are the Ferraris going to strike back as we prepare for a duel in the desert? The Bahrain International Circuit this weekend hosts round 2 of the 2019 Formula One World Championship, with teams and drivers arriving in the Island Kingdom to tackle the first night race of the season. It's the 15th Bahrain Grand Prix, and we come here with Valtteri Bottas leading the World Championship, 26 points, 25 for victory in Australia, and he also got the fastest lap bonus point on his first race win of the season, and indeed Abu Dhabi 2017. Lewis Hamilton second on 18 points, Max Verstappen third, giving Honda their first podium since 2008. A brilliant achievement for them. Vettel and Leclerc, though, for Ferrari 4th and 5th, they have got so much margin to beat, considering their pre-season form was so strong they didn't deliver when it came to Australia. Then it's Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, Stroll, and on his return, Danny Kvyat picked up 1 point in the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes lead the way on, ironically, 44 points, but it wasn't number 44 that got them it. It was Valtteri Bottas, number 77, who got them their first win of the season. Scuderia Ferrari are exactly half points back on 22. Aston Martin Red Bull Racing on 15, Rich Energy Haas F1 on 8, Renault F1 on 6, Alfa Romeo on 4, then it is the Racing Point team on 2 and Toro Rosso on 1. McLaren and Williams yet to score points. Well, we start in Australia. As you know, Valtteri Bottas victorious there. We're at the Bahrain Grand Prix this week. 2 weeks, and it's race number 1000, the Chinese Grand Prix at Shanghai. Then it's the last Asia race in Azerbaijan before the European season starts in Spain and Monaco. A brief trip over to the Americas for the Canadian Grand Prix, then France, Austria, and the British Grand Prix in mid-July will be the halfway point of the season, along with Germany and Hungary for the summer break, Belgium, Italy, then the flyaways in Singapore, Russia, Japan, and the Americas, Mexico first this year, USA, Brazil, and all rounding out in December the 1st in Abu Dhabi. Well, Megan Birch joins me now, and first off, we must apologise for the sunglasses and the hair that is bound to be brushed in front of people's faces. It is extremely sunny today. There's not a cloud in the sky where we are, and the sun is beating right down on us. And it's not good, Megan, when I've been locked in a dark commentary box and my eyesight really isn't good, as I'm sure you remember from Australia.
Yes, I do remember, and yesterday when I was doing free practice 3, it certainly felt like I was in a really, really dark room.
So let's start off then with the big news. Charles Leclerc is on pole position for the first ever time in his Formula One career. Megan, he's our 99th different F1 pole sitter, and in our 999th Grand Prix. That is magical. But the big question is it driver performance or is it the car that's helped him to do it? Because we saw last year he was good in the Sauber.
I think it's driving for performance, because to get that skill to be able to go that fast, I mean, maybe a little bit of a car, though I think this has been building up ever since he came here, just like to be better.
It's his second ever race in Ferrari, and he's already out-qualified his teammate Sebastian Vettel. Big question is, are Ferrari going to apply team orders like we saw in Australia, where Leclerc was ordered not to pass Vettel? Are they going to apply it here? But for which side?
I think they're going to apply it here for Vettel to not pass Leclerc.
Really?
Yeah, because they have a chance of winning this and not going to pass it up.
That's a good point. And a 1-2 finish here when Mercedes scored a 1-2 last time out. It's going to be tit for tat.
Yes, and also it shows that both sides of the team are strong.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Megan. Just quickly before you leave us, who's going to win the Grand Prix?
Hopefully Leclerc.
Thank you, Megan. So then, we'll see Megan back in China for the 1000th Grand Prix. Let's start then with the qualifying report. And we'll go from the back to start in qualifying 1. It's Robert Kubica who starts 20th on the grid. It's not as bad as it sounds. He's only 1.3 seconds off the pace now. Williams as well getting up there. Kubica's time is a 1:31.799. That went with George Russell, who starts 19th on the grid, 1:31.759. So only 4 tenths of a gap separated them. Row 9 sees Lance Stroll start 18th in the Racing Point, very well low down on the grid, not as tall where he wants to be, right at the back. He's alongside Nico Hülkenberg, who starts 17th on the grid. He was the shocker of qualifying one, such a low down position for the Renault driver. Then we get row 7, Antonio Giovinazzi starts in 16th place. He was also the last person to be eliminated in qualifying 1. Qualifying 2 now, on the same row, we see Danny Kvyat start 15th on the grid in the Red Bull Toro Rosso Honda. After such a glorious return in Australia, to start 15th on the grid, not really the best for him, but can he get up there and get some points like he did last time out? Let's move on then to row 6 of the grid, I should say, which 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, row 7. Sergio Perez starts 14th on the grid. Again, Racing Point seem to be a little bit off it here in Bahrain, but then again, it's a Mercedes power engine. They should be not liking the circuit. We know that this has turned into a Ferrari circuit more recently. And Pierre Gasly starts 13th on the grid as well in the Aston Martin Red Bull. How long before they replace him with Alexander Albon? That's the question we were having, of course, with Danny Kvyat all those years ago. It's entirely possible. Gasly just not seeming to get any luck at Red Bull or perform. And then we get on to row 6. Alexander Albon starts in 12th place alongside Romain Grosjean, who has a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Lando Norris in qualifying 1. Norris had to back right out of it at turn 14, the penultimate corner, and Grosjean impeding Norris. Gains a 3-place grid penalty, easy peasy. Let's move on then to qualifying 3 in the top 10 running order. Danny Ricciardo promoted to 10th place now in his Renault F1 team car. Not bad at all for him into the top 10 in a car that which knows needs performance at the Renault. Lando Norris though, best Renault power engine. He goes 9th on the grid, 100% Q3 record. Brilliant for Lando Norris. It's Kimi Raikkonen who starts 8th on the grid as well on row number 4. He's alongside Carlos Sainz in the other best Renault engine, so ignore what I previously said. That's a bit of a boo-boo for me. But yeah, Carlos Sainz 7th. First time he's out-qualified his team at Lando Norris, and the first time he's got into Q3 in his McLaren career, of course. Qualified 18th on the grid last time out in Australia. Row 3 sees we get Kevin Magnussen starting 6th place, the highest Rich Energy has ever won. He's alongside Max Verstappen, who starts in 5th place. Great place for him as well. Max, he started there last year as well. Valtteri Bottas is an all Mercedes row 2 in 4th place. Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. He's going after, of course, the championship lead. But row 1, Sebastian Vettel starts 2nd, and Charles Leclerc, on his very first ever F1 pole position, is on pole. Right then, let's just see the grid in full. So it's Charles Leclerc who takes his first ever pole position in Formula 1. Alongside him is Sebastian Vettel on row 1. Row 2, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Row 3, Max Verstappen and Kevin Magnussen. Row 4, Carlos Sainz and Kimi Raikkonen. And completing the halfway of the grid, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. Romain Grosjean, 3-place grid penalty for impeding Lando Norris in qualifying 1, starts 11th. He's alongside Alexander Albon in 12th. Pierre Gasly starts 13th and Sergio Perez 14th. 15th for Danny Kvyat, 16th Antonio Giovinazzi. Row 9, Nico Hülkenberg 17th on with Lance Stroll in 18th. And row 10 in 19th, George Russell, and 20th for Robert Kubica. A great grid and looking forward to it a lot. So let's just quickly look at the race strategy then ahead of this race. Traditionally, it's a one-stop strategy. Now, everybody has got a set of the white banded hard compound tyres, and it's the hardest tyre they've brought here as well, the C1. So if they are going to do a one-stop, my prediction, round about lap 15, they'll come in and put the hards on. If they want a longer, if they want a quicker one-stop strategy, they'll put the softs on, the mediums on, which is the yellow banded tyre. So for the top 10, starting on that red soft compound tyre, they're going to come in about lap 12, lap 15, and they're going to put on the yellow banded tyre. Everyone at the back, they're going to start on the yellow mediums to then put on the red soft. It's going to be a bit of an alternate. But if anyone wants to do a wild card, if there's a safety car, expect to see the white hard tyre in play. So there's your strategy. It's going to be a great race. Who knows who's going to win? It's Mercedes versus Ferrari with a duel in the desert. What could be better? We'll be back for the grand review on Wednesday. But from us all here, bye for now.